guys, for tuning in. Welcome to the first episode of KFSO Radio, our school podcast brought to you by Together We Stand, your student council corps officers here at OHVA. Now, we are so excited to begin this project and to share ways to get involved and make your online school experience as beneficial, fun, and connected as we possibly can. So one of our main goals is to make this super interactive. So we've got a really fun activity later that we're going to get into, and we want to tailor make each episode to the needs and interests of our student body. Now you're probably wondering, what are we going to talk about today? Well, in this first episode, we will be introducing many of our weekly segments and have a special appearance from the two lovely teachers who run OHVA's Kindness Club. So exciting. They're absolutely incredible. Now, we also plan to have a lot of fun on this podcast, if you couldn't tell already, and we would love to hear from you on what would make it most entertaining and enjoyable. So without further ado, let's begin. Let's get into our episode. We are so excited to bring this new resource to you, and we hope that you will continue joining us for weeks to come. Let's introduce our team. So first up, you've been hearing from me for a minute now. Hello, hi. My name is Bailey, and I am your president. Hoping you know that already. I am a senior this year, and I've been at OHVA for 4 years. Some of my hobbies, I like to, I almost made the joke. I really like reading. I think all of us here pretty much consider drinking coffee one of my hobbies. And I really like reading, writing, anything artsy as well. And yeah, let's hear from our Vice President, Martha.
Awesome. Like Bailey said, my name is Martha. I have been at OHVA for 4 years. And I don't know if I said, but I'm a senior. Oh my gosh, my hobbies, the list goes on forever, but I love like reading. It's not going to be the same as Bailey, I promise. I like baking. That's different. And like cold mornings, and like I'm excited for winter. And I have a million other artsy hobbies like making crafts and soaps and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to pass it off to Anna to introduce herself. She is our wonderful secretary.
Hi. Okay. I have to ask you a question first, though. Making soaps? Like, do you actually make soaps?
Yeah, it's so fun. Oh my gosh. Have you ever gotten like those kits before at like Hobby Lobby, and it has like, oh my gosh, it's so fun.
Oh yeah, I've tried it. It is super fun. I always fail, but like the failing is so fun.
I know. Well, there's like, I love like the molds, and like you can make like, oh my gosh, like roses, and oh, it's amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You need to teach me how to do this. That's so cool.
I will.
Anyway, hello everyone. I'm Anna. I'm also a senior. We're a bunch of senior citizens here. I've been in OHVA for 12 years, and I also have a lot of different hobbies. I like reading as well. Seems to be a trend among us, but
we all like reading.
I know, for real, we do. I feel like we have slightly different, well, maybe the same. Honestly, we have kind of the same taste in books too. I'm not gonna lie.
It depends. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like mine kind of stands out from you guys a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like it depends, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I do like other things in addition to reading, like music. I'm a pianist and I love playing piano. I love playing tennis as well. I was on a tennis team a couple months ago, which was really, really fun. And I like writing, spending time with family, and going hiking as well. So yeah, I'll pass it up to Dawson to introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Yeah, so I am Dawson, and I am the Student Council Secretary this year. As with the others, I am also a senior, so very interesting. And I've been with OHVA for a long 8 years now. As for my hobbies, a very unique one. I enjoy reading. Shocker there, I know.
No
Oh
way.
my goodness.
I know, so unique to you guys. But on top of that, I also enjoy participating in things such as like trivia, chess, photography, just really exercising my brain in a sense. So.
And before we move on, actually, Dawson is our treasurer this year.
Wait, what did I say?
You said secretary?
Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
I mean, yeah, we can like switch positions
That's
for
fine.
a minute.
I'll,
You know, That's,
I'll edit something in. It's fine.
Well, we're all basically the same person, so
that's true.
We all share the same position.
If you can tell, we have a lot of the same hobbies and a lot of the same, like this group just clicks.
Yeah, it's amazing. Awesome. So, do we want to get into our next segment?
I think we should.
Oh, should we have like a drum roll?
Wait, I think I can add one.
That was perfect.
All right, Dawson, take it away.
All right, perfect. So, our first segment that we are going to introduce is a little fun segment, just kind of an icebreaker to get things started off. So, for our question today, and we want to hear your guys' input on this later as well, but does the shape you cut your food matter? Does it make it taste any different?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Food is food. Like, if you cut it different, it's still the same food. So, like, it's not going to change flavor.
It does for some people, I guess. Okay, so for me personally, I keep using my sandwich example today. So if I'm eating a sandwich and I decide to cut said sandwich, then I'm going to cut it diagonally, because when I cut it diagonally, it's going to taste better than when I cut it in half. Don't know how that works. I have no factual evidence on taste buds. So
no, it's 100% true though.
Is it really?
Okay. It is, because I'm using my watermelon example. Yes. Okay. If you're scooping watermelon out with a spoon, and you use one of those fancy spoons that make the watermelon into a ball when you get it out, versus a normal tablespoon that just makes it flat and ugly. The ball tastes better than it does. It's
no, but I fully agree with you. I just think that the fact that you said that it makes it all flat and ugly.
I don't know. No. But
Dawson,
I have to agree with Anna here, though. I feel like there's no difference. Food just tastes the same no matter how exactly.
It's so ironic because 45 seconds ago we were like, we're all the same person. Everything's good.
Oh my gosh. No, okay. But we have to come to a consensus on this before we move forward. So if we don't want this podcast lasting 30 minutes, you all better agree with Bailey and I, because we're not. Well, okay. You don't have to agree 100%. But don't you agree that the shape you cut your food makes it more enjoyable? Maybe not change the taste.
Might not change the taste, but what if I got my
psychologically
cookie cutter for my sandwich, and I cut my sandwich into a flower? I'm gonna enjoy that sandwich so much more because it's not a boring square.
Exactly. It's not flat and ugly.
So it's more visually pleasing, not
Well, yes, but it also does. It must do something.
But
it does something to your brain too,
because your senses are connected.
Yeah.
So you see something that looks good, then it tastes good too. I don't know.
Right.
That's a little far-fetched.
So
it's the Skittle thing. There was a thing a while ago about how the Skittles were all actually the same flavor. I don't know if that's factually correct or not. I don't think they are, because I did a test where I plugged my nose and put a blindfold on, and they still tasted different. But you know what?
Yeah, I mean, okay, and if I'm correct, they also have the ability to try to persuade us to have a different.
They do.
You guys do. So
this is true, but I feel once you bring enjoyment into it, I might have to agree with you there. Where cutting food into different shapes or sizes might bring a different feel than just having the normal food.
Right.
Yeah,
I said it's more enjoyable. It's more enjoyable, but not necessarily it tastes better. I'd just say overall, it's more enjoyable when you cut it into shapes. I'll agree on that front.
Okay.
I feel that's as good of an agreement.
Yeah, good of a consensus as we're going to get to.
Oops. Well, with that email notification, I think we are ready to move into our next topic.
Oh, wait, before we move on, what Bailey was saying before
that's
about
right.
So you guys, the listeners, are actually able to try to persuade us and change our mind. So we have a survey link below if you're watching on YouTube. So click on that and fill it out if you like totally disagree with the consensus we came to, because we want this to be interactive, and that will be a fun way for this to be interactive. And actually, if you change our mind or just have a really good argument, we will feature it in our next fun segment for our next episode. So that's the little interesting twist to this segment, I guess.
Yes, and we are so excited for that. I know that we've got some good arguers at OHVA. Well, that sounded not the best. I know that you guys can be persuasive.
We do have a debate club here. I better see some of them chime in.
Thank you.
I love it. Alrighty. Well, I think we should move on to our next segment, which is, drumroll, we're going to talk about the attitude of gratitude, not gravity. So Thanksgiving week is actually upon us, which is so exciting because I love Thanksgiving. But we thought, like, what better way to celebrate this than talk about the 7 mindsets, specifically the attitude of gratitude, gravity, in parentheses. No, I'm joking. So this mindset, like it says in the name, is all about focusing on like the positive in life instead of the negative. This mindset of gratefulness helps us build like a strong foundation, I guess, of happiness and puts you on paths for success, which we love. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be like happy 100% of the time. That's very unrealistic. But having like this foundation of looking for the good in many situations can help you see the good that can come out of bad experiences. So with this in mind, we thought it would be fitting for each of us to share like one thing we do during the Thanksgiving season to show that we're grateful for something, or just one thing we are thankful for. So Bailey, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I feel like, this is a very basic answer, I feel like. So I kind of have 2 answers here for, what I'm grateful for. My friends and family, obviously, I feel like everybody says that, but, we love our friends and family. We do. And yeah, so that's I got distracted. I'm so sorry. Said friends were distracting me. It's fine. But yeah, like the people here with us today, Dawson, Martha, Anna, I'm so grateful for them. They're amazing.
Aww.
The wonderful team that we have, and my family who's actually being quiet for once in the background.
I know, I'm surprised.
I know, right? And then, like I said, I have another answer to this. Oh, thank you, Lord, for coffee. That is thank you. I'm so grateful for that.
I was waiting for that, honestly.
I know. I was
You should have expected
and the
it.
ability to cut my sandwiches diagonal.
Oh my gosh.
Spoons that don't make my watermelon flat.
Oh my gosh.
What you are thankful for that is not the watermelon spoon.
Well, I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. My family, friends, obviously, they're just amazing. So I'm so grateful for that. And then I was actually going to answer the other part of this question, which is what you do as like a tradition. My family and I always, so we like write down what we're grateful for, and then we put it in this jar. And it's just like fun. I don't know why, like we could just say it, what we're grateful for, but it's more fun to put it in a pretty jar.
Yeah, that is definitely more fun. I love that.
It is. And yeah, I'm just thankful for being able to have this podcast because this is so exciting and fun. And like, I love that we're able to like interact with all the students here. So Anna, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. That's really awesome. I've never heard of doing that before, but I kind of want to do it in my family now. Like, it sounds so fun. So yeah, I'm going to go along that line of being thankful for your family and friends. But something that we do every year, and sometimes we do it at Christmas, but a lot of times we do it at Thanksgiving, is we do like a white elephant where we just like get gifts for everybody. And I know that's kind of a Christmassy thing to do, but we often do it around Thanksgiving. And I feel like it's a really good time to like show people that you're grateful for them.
I love that.
And you can definitely do that through gift giving.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really, really fun. It's also kind of competitive in my family because like we make everything competitive. So the white elephant kind of we're like stealing gifts, but it we're still like grateful for everyone, and everyone
You're grateful
ends up
for the
with
competition.
Yeah,
Yay.
absolutely. There we go. Also, like all the little kids end up like taking the leftover gifts if we have any, which is really cool.
I love that.
So yeah, and yeah, for sure. So Dawson, what do you guys do for showing that you're grateful?
You know, my family has a big get together every year for Thanksgiving. Really, one of like the 2 times that we see each other. So, but I'm
Nice.
not sure we have a very big family. It's fine, but I'm not sure we really do anything like traditional. But it's really just nice being able to kind of get together and talk with everybody, spend time. You know, like we don't always get to see each other year round, but we're definitely still like happy to see each other and just be a family and connect for maybe just once or twice a year. It's really a nice time.
That's amazing. I know family is just like the best
For
way to
sure,
like,
I love that.
be grateful for everything in general. But
Yeah,
that's awesome.
100%.
So our next segment now, we are actually interviewing some wonderful teachers about the Kindness Club. So I'm going to pass it off to Anna to get into that.
Alrighty, so today we are so lucky to have 2 very special guest speakers with us. We have Mr. Householder and Mrs. Dyer, which is so fitting for this week because they run the OHVA Kindness Club, which ties right into the season of giving and being grateful. So welcome, Mr. Householder. Welcome, Mrs. Dyer. We're so happy to have you guys on the podcast. And if you guys would like to take a minute to introduce yourselves to us, that would be great.
Having us. I'm Mrs. Dyer, and I teach Spanish here at OHVA. This is my 2nd year at OHVA, but my 18th year of teaching Spanish. And I have taught with Mr. Householder before, previously for 6 years at a different school. I have a husband of 26 years and 2 kids, Clinton and Kennedy. They are 14 and 9. And yeah, I'm Ohio State alumni. Go Bucks.
And my name, of course, is Mr. Householder. No, I do not hold houses, although I wish that I could. I am from Northwest Ohio, a very small town. And Mrs. Dyer is right. Mrs. Dyer and I, we go way back. We used to do clubs at our previous school. We started, I want to say, in maybe 2013, and we taught Spanish together. And now I am an EL teacher at the middle school here at Ohio Virtual Academy.
That is so cool. Well, it's our pleasure to have you guys with us today. And I will pass off to Bailey for the next question.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. To kick off the interview portion of this, can you guys tell us some more about the Kindness Club at OHVA?
Sure. So this idea actually came about years ago. Mrs. Dyer and I, we started this at our previous school. I want to say, Mrs. Dyer, feel free to let me know if I'm wrong here. We started probably in September of 2013, and the idea came about because we were really interested in these videos. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Some people, like Mr. Beast and things like that. They do these very grand YouTube videos, and they go viral of random acts of kindness, giving away money and things like that. And we're like, you know what, maybe we can talk about that. And so that's kind of how the idea started. And I think it was Mrs. Dyer that actually called me up one day and she goes, what do you think about doing this idea, about making an impact, at least getting people talking about these random acts of kindness and seeing where it goes? Maybe, we'll get some students that'll sign up and they'll be inspired to, do something in their own community, or we just weren't sure. So we thought we'd take a chance. And when Mrs. Dyer was hired here at OHVA last year, we thought, well, you know what, we're doing the trivia club together, which is another OHVA club. Why not try this one out? And so we kind of brought it back. And now here we are. And we are open. The OHVA Kindness Club is open, I will say, to all students in grade 6 through 12. All you have to be is, of course, enrolled at OHVA.
That is so wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for bringing about that wonderful idea for that amazing club. And I loved your use of the word impact there, definitely. And we're going to pass it off to Martha to ask another question to you guys.
Awesome. This is so cool. I love this idea. So could you tell us a little bit more about what students do as part of the Kindness Club?
Yeah, so random acts of kindness can only take up so much of our club time. So we kind of had to expand it a little bit and address some different topics. So we do cover some other topics that will hopefully just bring awareness on some ideas. Like some of the things we talk about are recycling. We do a whole month on animal rescue, which is something that I'm very passionate about and I have a lot of experience with. Just different things that we feel, awareness would be, huge moving into adulthood and moving on and having families of their own. The students can take this information with them. And then some topics like recycling or things like that, they can actually start now if they want to and make an impact in their community. So it kind of expanded from the random acts of kindness, but we do try to always cover a little bit of random acts of kindness in each of our monthly meetings just to generate more ideas about what they can do that don't cost, a lot of money. And I think Mr. Householder has a couple of ideas to share about that as well.
Yeah, we really want to kind of, focus that and tell students that, while these really cool viral videos are neat and awesome and, giving away millions of dollars in some cases, that's really cool. But we don't want people to forget that a lot of times it's just the simpler things, the smaller things. If you're at Walmart, for example, I love Walmart. If you're at Walmart and you see somebody else, and that is struggling to get their groceries in their car, and the cart corral is really far away, offer to take their cart and bring it to the cart corral and bring it back, or take it inside. Simple things like that go a long way. That's kind of what the focus is of Kindness Club is. Yeah, we definitely will talk about these viral videos that are pretty grand, right? But we're also going to concentrate on the smaller things that people can do in their own community or their own household.
That's so cool. I love how you focus on doing like the little acts of kindness because those are like so impactful and definitely change the world. So I'm going to pass it off to Dawson to cover our next question.
All right, thank you, Martha. Yes, this club really does seem like it's very important and definitely something that a lot of students should maybe look forward to joining. So I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but where can students go to sign up for this club if they want to join?
So the best way, there is a URL that I know Mrs. Eby and Mrs. Stackhouse give out. It is sometimes in the announcement section, if you go to the announcement section in the online school. But for Kindness Club, we're telling students the best way is to send us an email. For me, it's bhouseholder@ohva.org. And you can also email Mrs. Dyer at kdyer, KDYER, at ohva.org, and we'll be more than happy to send you the sign up form, and we'll get you signed up for the club. Like I said, I get this question quite a bit. Is it too late to sign up? Yes, it is November, right? But no, it's never too late to sign up. So please feel free to call or email us. My extension is 7201. Just call the OHVA number and dial extension 7201, and I can also explain the club a little bit better and send anyone that wants to sign up form a link that way as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, and we will provide the link to sign up for HVA clubs and their contact information in the description, so be on the lookout for that. But I will pass this back off to Anna now.
Alrighty, that's so awesome. Thank you both so much for starting this and for hosting this club. I think it's so cool that we can say that OHV has a kindness club because that's not something that I feel like a lot of schools have, but it's so important, so impactful, and I love that so much. So thank you both so much for your time today, for chatting with us about the Kindness Club. Definitely sign up for that club. Send them an email if you have not already because, oh my gosh, it's so cool, and I would love to be a part of this. But before you guys go, do you have one piece of advice on how we can spread kindness and cheer this holiday season?
I think you caught us both off guard. I mean, so many different things you can do. We try to, like Mr. Householder just said about, if you're at the grocery store, maybe try to return a cart for someone elderly or something like that. If you're in a neighborhood, maybe you have some kids in your home, or maybe you have some neighbor children, maybe spend a little bit of extra time with someone younger than you. Maybe read a book with them, or practice an activity, or just include them. Those things are free, and they can go a long ways in spreading kindness and making someone feel included and welcome. And, if you want to try to read a book with a child, maybe that's really helping them with something that they're struggling with. And, just by helping them, you're helping out the whole family. So little things like that. Or, I know Mr. Householder talks about write a letter, a handwritten letter. Nobody really does that anymore these days. And those can be really impactful, whether it be to someone that like your grandma, your grandpa, or maybe just someone in the neighborhood that you appreciate and you want to just show some kindness.
I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know, especially with the holiday season, your family's together, but there may be some family members who aren't close by or who can't come home for the holidays. So that's such a great idea to send them a letter, just letting them know that you're thinking of them and keeping them in mind. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Dyer, and thank you, Mr. Householder, for being with us on our podcast. And yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll go on to our next segment. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, moving on to our next segment. Next up is our student showcase. So this segment is all about you, the student body. OHVA is full of extremely talented people, and we want to give everyone an outlet to showcase your talent. So in the coming episodes, this segment will be a place to show your art, music, writing, baking, dance moves, sports, whatever you want to showcase. And there are 4 ways that you can submit your student showcase talent. So number 1, we have our website. So on our website, there will be a survey that you can fill out to submit your entry. Number 2, if you don't want to do that, you can also email your submissions to our email, which is togetherwestand.ohva@gmail.com. Thirdly, you can DM us on Instagram at togetherwestandohva. Or lastly, you could tag us in posts using hashtag TWS Student Showcase. So we will feature all school-appropriate submissions on our website and on our Instagram. And in the future, we'll also be interviewing students who are comfortable about their favorite class, teacher, club, and what they bring to OHVA. So definitely, you want to stay up to date on this segment. I'm so excited for where this is going to go. And if you have any ideas for our student showcase segment, please fill out our student input survey that's on our website. So yeah, very excited to see what happens in this segment. And I think we have a special announcement. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, do we? Do we have?
Yeah, we do. Wait, no, I think Dawson has an announcement about.
Oh yeah, we do. Awesome.
Esports, yes. Very special.
Yes, under the topic of showcasing, we want to showcase our esports teams. So it's time to show some school spirit for the Cardinal Esports in the upcoming playoffs. Very exciting. Teams do have off this week, very, very much needed for Thanksgiving break. But OHVA varsity teams kick off their playoffs next Tuesday on the 29th, with our chess teams taking on CASC and MGLVA. Very important matchups there. And then the next day, Fortnite fights in round 2 to climb the postseason leaderboard on Stride Esports national Twitch stream. So be sure to tune into that and show your school spirit there. Then on Thursday, it's a matchup of 4 and 5 seeds as OHVA's Rocket League team faces off against ISTA. And to round out the first week of the playoffs, Valorant takes on MVCA for a spot in the semifinals. And as I mentioned before with the Stride Esports national stream, be sure to follow OHVA Esports on Twitter to stay up to date on whenever OHVA is featured on Stride's national stream so you could show your support. But we also want to focus on our open teams as well, because with 3 weeks left in the season, they are occupying many of the top spots on the leaderboard. Open Chess is currently in 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th place, doing very great there. And Open Rocket League is currently in 2nd place with an impressive 7-1 record. Awesome job. And lastly, our Open Valor team holds the first and fourth place spots. So let's hope that they can keep their streaks going here and end the season on a strong note.
This is so cool. I literally had no idea that we have so many like sports teams.
I'm like, I didn't know there was so much to this. That is really awesome.
I know it's a nice little thing that Pride is doing, and it's not really known throughout the school. So we hope that this segment can bring awareness to the teams.
100%. That's awesome and so exciting. I want to like go to all these matches now and like get like OHVA gear and be like cheerleader.
Yeah, that is really awesome. So without further ado, I believe we are done. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We are.
We are. All right. So as we close up, what better way to end than a quote about gratitude? Honestly, with this group, a lot of you probably know there's a lot of quotes a lot of the time. So let's have one from Oprah herself. Be thankful for what you have, and you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.